good job. Okay.
I'm going to tell a story about Chris Landon while you find your next question. Chris and I met. We were told to make we made Paranormal Activity, the original movie, and they said, you gotta make it, and they said, you gotta make a sequel. And Orrin and I kept saying, well, what do you mean a sequel? What, do they just find more footage? I mean, it doesn't make any sense. And we were very lost. And Chris Landon is really the one who probably, this will make a lot of people upset, but the single person who was involved with and responsible for how great the subsequent movies, I actually think Paranormal Activity 3 might even be better than the first one, don't tell Warren Pelly, but Chris was really involved in he was the showrunner of the Paranormal Activity series. He doesn't get enough credit for that, and we've worked together on so much ever since, and he's really one of the most talented people that I work with. I'm very, very psyched to do this movie with you and to work with you again. And hopefully we'll do the next one. Don't read script from anybody else. I never do.
Okay, you're supposed to change your shirt again.
My bad.
It's okay, listen.
What am I supposed to have?
Okay, listen, you're supposed to have a shirt, I think a drop shirt.
No.
No? Okay.
Definitely not.
Okay, there's a different
Where's my shirt, Karen? Hold on a second.
The preffy. It's a block shirt. And Jason, you have something to say now. Do you need the card?
Do I need the card? I don't think so. What am I supposed to say?
I'll do it.
I don't think I need a card. I need a cough drop.
You need a cough drop?
Yes, go on.
Okay. This is for everyone here in the room. You'll be getting your own shirt on the way out today.
It's right. This very good. So I wanted to show you, I wanted to throw you my sweating lines. You can all get your own tweed shirt.
But some people like sweat. And you can check out this store at shop.blumhouse.com for all sorts of exclusive items.
Yes, exactly.
That's a nice treat.
Thank you.
You're very giving.
Very giving. I'm full of gifts today.
That's nice. Speaking of surprises, I saw someone backstage who I think is working on a big movie for you that rhymes with Exorcist. Oh, Exorcist.
Uh-oh.
What do you guys think? Should we bring out Mike Flanagan? I was supposed to wrap this segment first, Chris, and I didn't thank you so much for being.
You too.
Oh boy, Mike, I'm so sorry I butchered that. Bye. I'm doing okay, I think.
You're doing great. Yeah, you're doing great. Everyone's doing great.
Okay. I'm gonna transition into a Q&A with Mike and Jason. Okay. A fireside chat about future films that have not started filming yet. Okay, Mike, on The Exorcist. The Exorcist is one of the most legendary horror films of all time. What made you want to do your own take on it?
Well, I think it's because it's one of the most legendary horror films of all time. You know, I grew up with The Exorcist. That movie was very formative for me. It very much, I think, was the scariest movie ever made at the time that it came out. And so I saw an opportunity to make the scariest movie I've ever made now. And I just couldn't resist it. And, you know, being able to work with Jason again and work with Blumhouse again, I wanted to do that for years. We've had so much fun on the several projects we've got to collaborate on. And now I get to say to my little inner childhood self that, like, yeah, I got to make the sequel to The Exorcist, to The Shining, and to Ouija.
Mike and I first met, we did a Ouija movie, and it was cool and it did well, and we were working on the sequel to the movie, and we ran into a lot of problems on the sequel to the movie, which sometimes happens when you all best intentions don't go exactly right. And we had a movie that just did not work. And we met before on Oculus. On Oculus. We met at Oculus, which is Mike's amazing movie. And I asked Mike for help on the second Ouija movie, and he basically said, I need 10 days and I need a steady supply of pizza. And if you can give me 10 days on your set and a steady supply of pizza, I can fix your movie. And I basically liked Oculus so much that I said, we're gonna do it. And you know what? He did. It's a great movie. If you haven't seen Ouija 2, see it. It's a fucking awesome movie. And that's how we first started working together.
What kind of pizza was it?
Oh, I know. I just ate a lot of pizza at the time, and that
Plain?
I got
What about
plain.
He swore not pizza. There was pizza and cigarettes.
He swore off the cigarette.
All together, but we've said goodbye to those.
I do remember vividly, though, you on set appearing like behind the monitor carrying a pizza yourself.
I could do anything to make the movie better. I saw I was the pizza delivery person, which proved to be a good thing to do.
Maybe that's the secret to your movies. You're so hands-on, it seems, and that's
Very hands-on.
incredible.
I'm great at bringing directors pizza. That's most in my shop.
Well, you get on the job sometimes, and there's a lot of producers and stuff who you never see. So I think it's really incredible that you do that.
I try and make my directors comfortable and let them do their job. That's what I see. One of my roles is the producer of the movies.
I honestly, Jed, yes, that deserves the fact. There's a lot of people who get involved and then there's too many cooks in the kitchen. I think it's really incredible that you let people do what they want to be doing. Hey, Mike,
Yeah.
do you want to ask Jason about Black Phone?
You know, I sure do. I have some questions myself because there's some movies coming out next year through Blumhouse that I'm very excited to see as a fan, and one of them is Black Phone 2. So, right? Black Phone is awesome. It's based on Joe Hill's incredible story. It turned Ethan Hawke into every kid's worst nightmare. I think every parent's worst nightmare too. And you've got the whole cast back for Black Phone 2. You've got the filmmaking team back. What can you tell me about Black Phone 2?
Well, Scott, like you, like Lee, like Chris, like a lot of directors we've talked about today, is in this pantheon of the great scary movie directors of our time. And there's no way you could get Scott to do anything just because the movie was successful. You know, when the movie did well, of course, can we figure out a sequel on this? And some directors say yes, some directors say no. Scott said, let me think about it, Scott and Cargill. And they came to me and said, you know, if Ethan will come back and if we can get our original cast back, I think there's a way to continue this story that we really would like to do. And that was music to my ears. And Scott would be here today, but he actually started shooting in 9 days. They're in Toronto. I talked to them yesterday.
Well, I think in a way, though, Scott can be here today, is what I'm told, is that we had a special message from Scott Derrickson.
In a certain way, yes, Scott can be here today, and I think we're about to see that, correct? Let's do it.
Hey everybody, this is Scott Derrickson. I'm sorry I can't be with you there in person. I'm in Toronto preparing to shoot the Black Phone 2. What I can tell you is that I didn't really feel any obligation to do a sequel to Black Phone, but I got excited by an idea that Joe Hill sent me shortly after the release of the first film. And what I can also tell you is that in the same way that the Black Phone, the original movie, was a middle school coming of age film, this is a high school coming of age film. And it's a film I'm very excited about. I'm hoping to make a film as good, if not better, than the first one. That's always the goal. And some of your favorite characters are going to be returning. Ethan Hawke is returning. We also cast Damien Bichir, who you may know from Quentin Tarantino's Hateful Eight. He played Mexican Bob. I wish you all a really good time where you're at, and look forward to making this movie for you. It comes out October 17th, 2025, next year. Hope you all go see it. Take care.
I cannot wait for that movie. I absolutely cannot wait for that movie.
It's going to be great. It's so fun to have done this for 15 years and that to have worked with so many of all of you for such a long time. I look at Scott, I think about our first Sinister we get together, and it's really fun to get to work with people again and again. It's one of the best parts about my job.
Can I ask you some questions about Five Nights at Freddy's too?
Well, but of course, I've been waiting for you. I've been waiting to get to this all day long.
Yeah.
Well, it's about time.
Yeah. Now I have 3 kids, and Five Nights at Freddy's 2 is the most anticipated feature film in our house. This is right since they were born. This is great news. Like, this is all that they want to know about. This is great news. Now, last year, Five Nights at Freddy's was the highest grossing horror film of the year.
Yes, it was. Yes, thank you very much. Thank you very much.
But did that surprise you?
I think it shocked everyone involved in the movie except for Scott Cawthon.
It did not shock Scott.
And God bless him, he's one of the most brilliant people I have ever worked with. He's never made a movie before. He was 3 steps ahead of me and everybody else on the movie from beginning to end, including predicting that not in an arrogant way, but having the most confidence in the movie when it was finished. And look, every time we get into a conversation, he's always right.
Now, you worked with him for years, developing the script, getting him where it needed to be, finding the right filmmaking team to make that movie what it is. Why do you think it connected with people as incredibly as it did?
I know the answer. The answer is because we worked on the movie for about 8 or 10 years, and in that time, Scott was really learning about the movie business, learning about how to tell a story in a movie. He knows how to tell a story in a game, in a book, in other media, but really how movies work, how scripts work. And he really, sucked in all this information. And he was essentially, a lot of people who own IP are the producer of a movie, but are pretty hands off. He was involved in every decision that we made as kind of the bellwether to make sure that we did things that we would all appreciate, that fans of Five Nights would appreciate, and that wouldn't make people ill, which sometimes studios could do, and so, or I could do, by the way, and so we listened to him. And to your point, I did the equivalent of bring him pizza for 10 years. I extracted as much information as I could with him, but the reason the movie worked the way it worked is really because of Scott. Obviously it's because of Emma and the actors and Matt and everything else, but the key person is because of Scott.
Now, details for the sequel are obviously very heavily guarded. They're under lock and key, and I know this because I've tried myself to get them so that I can be the cool dad and make it home and share it with my kids.
Not allowed.
And it's not, I don't get any.
Not allowed.
But we're here at Comic-Con. You
Yeah.
gotta get us something. What can you get us about for the show?
I suppose I have to give a little something. So people are so used to being coy and annoying about this that no one believes that I'm going to give anything. I get that. I am coy and annoying about it. But I'm not going to be coy and annoying today. I can't say anything, but I can show you a little something.
I knew it was. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Can we get that's our poster. Can we have a little more excitement?
That's true enough.
No one has seen the poster before. It happens something, okay?
Next time it'll be a trailer, but that's our poster, guys. Look.
That's the first time it's ever been seen. It was very hard to get that here today, just so you know.
Thank you, Karen Berrigan and Universal. It was very hard to get that.
Looks great. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be awesome. If you like the first movie, you're gonna love the second one.
I cannot wait. And I know I can tell you that. And your officials there are also very, very excited.
They're gonna be very happy.
Hey, guys,
What now?
we can't leave here without sharing something about our favorite serial killer robot, Megan, and all. I loved Megan. I saw Megan in theaters with a bunch of gays and other divas, and when she started to be Titanium, we all sung along, and her first kill, we cheered. It was truly an incredible experience, but I think we should bring out an expert from Megan. And she's also been in this other movie called Get Out, Allison Williams. Oh my God. It matches the skirt. You look incredible.
All right.
You look terrific.
Hang up,
This is stunning. I love it. That's it.
It was for you and for you. Hi, everybody. Wow. This
It is great.
Awesome. All right, Allison.
They got to Megan it up.
We're about to Megan it up. Okay, we Allison, do more people recognize you from Get Up or Megan?
Well, if they talk to me, it's Megan. If they just look at me with fear in their eyes and we cross the street, it's Get Out. But I live in Connecticut, so, you know, I'm just in that milieu.
I love that. Why do you think Megan connected with the audiences the way it did?
What's incredible is that our director Gerard Johnstone struck this like incredibly specific tone, and to the great credit of the Universal and Blumhouse marketing machines, they captured that in the trailer. But still, we were like, I hope people get her. She's a very specific vibe. She's like that friend who's like, I'll kill him if he's mean to you, and you're all laughing, and she's like, no, I will, and you're like, I believe you. Well, and when the trailer came out, people like got her energy and the memes started showing up. We were just so psyched because we were like, okay, she's in good hands. People understand. And then the movie came out and people had so much fun with the dance and her energy, and it's just been such a joy.
It truly is such a fucking fun movie. I love it so much. So the original cast and filmmakers are back for Megan 2 or 2.0. How did that feel? Was that exciting that everyone got back together?
It was really fun, actually. And we learned a lot the first movie. Animatronics are, you know, temperamental, well, high maintenance. She's kind of a diva. When Megan rolls onto set, and I mean it, sometimes she has rolled onto set, things, the vibe shifts in the room, and it gets way spookier. And it was fun to do it the second time. We were like, okay, we know how this is achieved, we know how to do it, and so now we can have a little bit more fun with it and make it bigger and more expansive without giving too much away. But yeah, it was really fun. We just wrapped.
After Girls, did you think that you would get into horror the way that you have?
I did not. And if it weren't for Jordan Peele, because as Jason well knows at this point, as I just confessed, I'm like, you've haunted my dreams for years now. I am really scared of horror movies, and Jordan was like, I need a white girl who is so innocent seeming and so light.
Who is so what?
Who would say,
I need a white girl who's
the reddest girl that the world has ever made. Oh, girl so white, she might pronounce the H in white. And he was like, and it's you, I choose you. And I was like, I'm honored.
What, did you really take that as a compliment?
Oh my God, but the other part of it was, he was like, you were Peter Pan on live television, you'll do anything. And I was like, you're not wrong. So he was like, I want you to do this movie, and I hadn't really thought about doing a horror movie just because like the ones that I'd seen had lived in my psyche so fiercely and had really altered my ability to sleep. And after people Get Out and experiencing what it's like to work in this space, to interact with the people who love these movies, I was like, this is kind of addictive. It's amazing to tell stories in this mixture of genres where you can really play with archetypes and just make new rules. And in the Blumhouse model, you get to like support these new filmmakers and their vision, and you get to bake the thing that they've been obsessed with making for years and years in that very specific way. And I just loved it. It's so fun.
Did anything fun happen behind the scenes on the sequel to Megan?
Did you just think of that question off the top of your head?
Sure did.
Always on like behind the scenes on Megan, the creepiest parts are just Megan in repose, like wherever she's being held, walking past that tent, the Megan tent.
Like, she has her own tent.
Of course she has her own tent. She's like, I will not be with everybody else. I need my own space. But like Megan, Megan like with her costume, without her costume, Megan with a body or just a head, like any version of Megan is just terrifying. And if you look at it for too long, you're like, that's gonna move, I'm gonna keep walking.
Did you have any nightmares after shooting it?
I did it after shooting it, but after seeing it, I'm a very gentle soul when it comes to horror. I was very scared, the jump scares, the dewy, like I jumped, and everyone around me was like, you've seen every cut of what's happening. I was like, the music, the framing, it just gets me. So yeah, not while filming. When you're filming a horror movie, which you guys all know from consuming conversations like this, like it's not scary making it usually. but it can still be scary to watch because you're not maybe there for every second of it for the scoring and the grade and coloring and everything. So yeah.
Isn't it crazy that when you're shooting a horror movie, like the vibe on set is almost always laughter?
Yeah.
It's fun. Yeah, and then you watch it and it's terrifying. But yeah, it's unique to horror. There's something about it that's just so delightful on the day.
You have the right job.
I wouldn't know. Jason will put me in a movie. And
I'm sorry, I guess.
Just made a 10-picture deal.
There was just a New York Times press release that every Blumhouse movie from now on was starring you, so.
That's it.
honestly, I would love to just be in the corner. People are like, who is she? Allison, do you want to say things? Did you get a little card? Do you know what you have to say?
I think I know what's coming,
Okay.
which is that this bitch doesn't let me go anywhere by myself. That's all I'll say.
Well, the video's gonna now, Chloe.